Sorry. Thank you so much, brother Isimamodu. So ignorance is one of the tools used by the colonialists and the Western imperialists to keep the indigenous peoples, the owners of the land, perpetually under the yoke of slavery. Please, can you differentiate between one Nigeria, and Caliphate Nigeria? Please help us to break it down so that our people can get this
Yeah.
thing. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. Yeah, thank you, my sister. Actually, there's no difference between one Nigeria and Caliphate Nigeria. It's one and the same thing. Caliphate Nigeria, one Nigeria is the same. The only difference is that between Nigeria and one Nigeria and or Caliphate Nigeria. That's the difference. Nigeria, Caliphate Nigeria, or Nigeria, one Nigeria. So, you know that prior to independence, there were three regions. There were three regions prior to independence. So, they negotiated in London, and they arrived at the conclusion that there should be a union in a federal system. That is union of constitution in a federal system. The northern region represented by then Ahmadu Bello, the western region by Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the eastern region by Michael Okpara. Then we had the fourth region that was created 3 years after August 1963, became the fourth federating So these were the four regions that formed Nigeria, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Federal Republic of Nigeria is union of constitution. Union of constitution. So what are the ingredients of a federal structure, of a federal state? They were present in Nigeria. Then they had their own constitution. They had trade and diplomatic relations abroad. They were in charge of their security. So they also they adopted at independence. They adopted the Philippines recommendation for revenue sharing, the formula, which is 50% for the region, 35% for the region of origin, including the region of origin. That is, if you are producing oil, you retain 50%. Then 35% will be shared by the four regions. Then we have 15% that will go to federal. So that was really a federal structure. We didn't enjoy it. But through coup and counter coup, this structure was altered. I want to point it out here that the Ironsi Decree 34 of 1966 did not alter this regional structure, this federal structure, because we had the four regions intact. We had because after this, when the country was chaotic, what do you call it? This Ozogo coup failed. January 15th failed. Ironsi, as the most senior military officer, took over the mantle of leadership to stabilize the system. He said, okay, Konojuku, in charge of Eastern region, Adekunle Fajuyi, Western region, David Ejo, Midwest region, Usman Katsina, Northern region. So you can see that the four regions were still intact. Nobody knows what would have happened, but he was also cut short. But however, in Kataku. So, but the Decree 12 of 1967 by the Gowon administration, by the Gowon military administration, altered the federal structure, the agreed federal structure. So, from 1967 to date, Nigeria has been a unitary structure, not a federal structure. So this unitary structure is also referred to as one Nigeria. During the Second Republic, during the MPN days, they were bamboozling all of us with one nation, one destiny, one Nigeria, That's how the one Nigeria came into our consciousness, which we now emphatically reject. So That is different between Nigeria and one Nigeria. This one Nigeria is also referred to as Caliphate Nigeria, because the Caliphate owns it. You cannot say anything. You cannot do anything. They determine what is to be done. I'll just give you an example. Just an example, please. You know, Goodluck Jonathan, in his own wisdom, faith, there is need for census to have appropriate count, correct count of men and women living in that enclave. And he appointed a very brilliant man, very brilliant, retired chairman, managing director of Nigerian Breweries, Festus Odumegwu. Festus Odumegwu opened his mouth and said, "This we must do this census as is according to international standard. That is, we must cut those living, not animals." You know what happened? Oh, the Caliphate was annoyed. One of their agents, Kwankwaso, flew from Kano to Abuja and told Goodluck Jonathan, "This guy, we remove him." And what did Goodluck Jonathan do? The guy Odumegwu was booted out, and the census up to today is never. This is why we don't have correct census in Nigeria. This is what is to happen there. So we'll come to, if I have time, maybe we'll come to that. They are in effective control of power in so-called one Nigeria.
Thank you so much, because you're helping us. It's like puzzle to put history, in place, so that we can have proper perspective. Because people keep saying, from my own perspective, from my own. No. Please, this is not about you. It's not about any individual. It's about our collective interest. So the history and the events and the occasion must be the same thing. No need for lies, no need for unnecessary propaganda. We have to deal with facts. And thank God there are people alive till today that can give us these facts and put things in proper perspective for us. This one happened, then this one happened. Because this is what our people lived through. They saw it happen. It's not like they were sleeping and then it was happening. They were witnessing it, just like we are seeing all the one that is going on now with Jagaban and with all the other people. We are seeing these things. So is it tomorrow now? Munachi will have her own version and I'll have my own version. No. That means somebody must be lying and then some people must be telling the truth. And in this case, the indigenous people, the owners of the land, the true one, not the politicians, they are the ones we chose to believe because they lived through it. They knew how their resources were stolen from them. They knew how everything happened one after the other.